Today we have a big drive ahead of us. We'll be traveling from Emma Gorge Resort to the Mitchell Falls Wilderness Lodge, located on the Mitchell Plateau. We'll travel up the Gibb River Road, then onto the Kalumburu Road, passing the Pentecost, Durack, and King Edward rivers along the way. We stop at the Pentecost River crossing and look back at the Coburn Ranges, hoping to get that classic outback shot. Further up the road, we stop to have a look at the Coburn Ranges again. During our journey, we cross a few streams. We stopped for lunch at the Drysdale River Station and ended our day with a surprise and a wonderful sunset at the Mitchell Falls Wilderness Lodge. The next morning, we drive to the Mitchell Falls heliport, where we will start our hike to the top of the falls. Basil gives us a quick brief of what's to come before we set off.
Short, we're going to head into Little Merton's waterfall. We'll stop there, great chance for a photograph. Then we'll go down literally underneath Little Merton's to see the rock art, and then we'll start the walk on in from there again.
The first landmark we reach is Little Merton's Falls. This region is steeped in Aboriginal tradition and plays a big part in the creation story.
Yeah, Merton's is a creation place. So this is where the rainbow serpent, she's known as Ungar up here. She lives in the lower pools up at Mitchell Falls. So when you see the big triple falls up there, the lower pool is where Ungar lives. And when the rainy season starts and you get rain coming in and you get the sparkles coming off the water, the rainbow forms, that's her scales sparkling in the thing. But as I say, it's a creation place, and they say that Ungar, the rainbow serpent, and the Wandjina, they came through here and they created this. So this river, the Mitchell River, the falls, it was all created by them. They travelled together when they were doing the creation through here. This Wandjinas, it's a bit of a funny concept to get. They can be anywhere at any time. So they can be in the rocks here, they can be in the trees, they can take on the shape of an animal or anything. And they're all around us, keeping an eye on the humans, that the humans obey the laws that were laid down by the Wandjinas. So this is how they control their people, to make sure that, yeah, you follow the rules. You marry in the right skin groups, you don't eat the totem animal that is yours, you only hunt at the right times of the season, and all the rest of it, because the Wandjinas will punish you. I talked about down at Emma Gorge when Cyclone Edith came through in 2005 and devastated that. When Edith came over here, the folk at Candywell were going, ooh, somebody's been bad, somebody's going to be punished. That's what they think. So when you've got a big storm event, that's the Wandjinas. They're unhappy. Someone's been naughty. Someone hasn't obeyed the rules. But also here, this is a burial place. Talk about traditional burial. You see the two piles of rocks up there. They're actually traditional burial sites. So this has been someone's dreaming place. When they've passed, their body's been taken up there, it's been covered over in rocks. For Wanumble Garambera, there's 4 language groups in. They cover a huge area from right down at El Questro, right up through here, down to Bell Gorge, where we'll be staying on the last couple of nights. Imagy is basically the edge of that whole language group area. It's a big area, and as I say, there's 4 different language groups within it that all have the same belief system. But this has been someone's dreaming. So when they've passed, they've laid the body out, they've covered them with rocks so the animals can't get them. They've left it for about a year while the flesh literally rots from the bones. At the end of that time, they would have taken the bones, cleaned them, and then they would have taken them around country for sorry time, to everybody to say goodbye to them, or I didn't like you, or whatever. As I say, this is why Indigenous funerals can take so long. You know, as Europeans, we always have issues of employing, you know, Indigenous people, because they go, oh, mate, I've got to go. You've got to go where? How long are you going to be gone? I've got to go to a funeral? I don't know. I'll be back. It could be days, it could be weeks, it could be months, depending on that person and the time that it takes to get them around country.
Below Little Mertens Falls is a collection of ancient Gyeon rock art. These artworks are believed to have been created by the ancestors of the Wanambel Gambara people. The figures, adorned with tassels, headdresses, and ritual objects, are thought to represent ceremonial life, possibly depicting dances, rites of passage, or mythological beings. Traditional owners describe the paintings as a kind of diary, a visual record of stories and song lines passed down through generations. We resume our hike. Trekking through the bush and over rocks, we arrive at Big Mertens Falls, now known as Mertens Gorge. Tucked into the heart of the Mitchell Plateau, Mertens Gorge is a dramatic sandstone chasm carved by millennia of flowing water and tropical weather. As the day starts to heat up, we are glad to take a break and admire the tree-lined oasis, where a series of cascading pools give way to towering rock walls. The sandstone cliffs, streaked with ochre and lichen, rise steeply on either side. Imagine what this place looks like in the wet season. After about 3 hours, we complete the 5-kilometer hike by arriving at the top of the Mitchell Falls. Our last challenge is to cross the water so we can get a good view of the falls. Mitchell Falls, or Panarmi Unpo as it's known to the Wanambel Gambara traditional owners, is one of the Kimberley's most iconic and awe-inspiring natural landmarks. Set deep within the remote Mitchell River National Park, this 4-tiered waterfall cascades dramatically over ancient sandstone cliffs, creating a layered staircase of water that plunges into a deep gorge below. The cumulative drop is around 80 meters, making it one of the tallest and most complex waterfalls in Western Australia. The last activity for the day is a helicopter ride back to where we started. We return to our lodge where we will end the day with a fabulous dinner.